Question 9 in my prison questions series: are books allowed in prison, and what books are prisoners allowed to read? Prisoners are allowed to read most books. Under the prison rules, books that show gang tattoos, pictures of people getting hurt, murdered, raped, anything that describes how to learn martial arts. Martial arts is banned in prison. That kind of subject material is not allowed in to the prison, and all the books coming into prison go through a review process. Now, in the remand jail I was housed at in Phoenix, Arizona, to get a book you had to put in a request on a form called a tank order, and you could only request subjects such as philosophy, history. You could not actually request a book title and an author, and it took me months to learn that that process was even available. So what I did was, as most of the prisoners weren't using the book allowances, I would pay other prisoners cookies, brownies, items I bought at the inmate store to use their allowances, fill out the forms for them, and then we'd put in all these requests and get a mishmash of books back and hope for the best. I did get some good stuff like Autobiography of Gandhi, Plato's Republic on the philosophy, and stuff like that. In the Arizona Department of Corrections, where I went after sentencing, you were allowed to have 7 books, and people outside of the prison could actually send books to you through Amazon. Back then, that process has been stopped now, which is a real shame. It was a good way of getting books into prison. There was also a library, and in the library it was like the size of a small classroom. Most of the prisoners would get the bestsellers, Stephen King, Dan Brown, people like that. And there was a classic section, there was a philosophy section, and I did go in there and get some books. Also, what I did was I had people sending books in, so many books that it got to the point where it was a real Shawshank Redemption moment. A guard wheeled a cart of books across the desert, big redneck, chewing tobacco, aviator sunglasses. He's got a cart full of books, and he yells, "Attwood, get your ass down here." I go down there. He's like, "I've got 57 goddamn books in here. They're all for you. How many books you allowed in your cell?" 7. I thought he was going to write me a ticket for having too many books. He goes, "Well, I could destroy these books, classify them as contraband, but I know you're donating them to the library and sharing them with the other prisoners, so I'm going to look the other way." And all my mates came and grabbed the books, and we were like a trail of ants going across the desert holding these books, and we filled the library up with them. And it was like Christmas in my cell. All the prisoners were going through the books. So yes, prisoners can read books. There are strict rules about sending books to prisons. So if you want to send a prisoner a book, write to him first and ask exactly what the rules are. But books are like gold in prison. If you can support prisoners by sending them some books, that's a really good and kind thing. Thanks for watching this video. If you've got any more questions, leave them in the comments box, and there'll be some more links at the foot of this video to my other prison stuff.